can't explain it.
It doesn't matter how he was raised. Now you opened already a new page in your life. It doesn't matter the past. You finished with the past. You passed that chapter. The point is that if Chas v'Shalom now he would suffer from some type of a problem, a physical problem, he wouldn't be able to do something. Chas v'Shalom. You wouldn't kick him out of the house. You would help him. I met yesterday a lady that she's feeding her husband. He became crippled. They're in the 70s. She's working.
But when it happened, he was doing all these 6 addictions, and I had a lot of resentment towards him.
No, so if you have a resentment, don't take it the wrong way. But if you have a resentment towards somebody, the problem is in you, not in him. And I'm not saying in a negative way to make you feel bad. But if I have a resentment towards somebody, the problem is in me. I'm the one who's resenting. So I have to deal with my own problem.
Right. I know what you mean.
This is what I talked about before, the midah, the attribute of being humble. When a person is being humble, he accepts everybody around him as they are. They don't feel that they're smarter than a person. They don't feel that they're better than a person.
He doesn't. But I feel like he's like selling himself short now.
No.
Because he was such a, his name is Aryeh Dov, Lion Bear.
If he beats 6 addiction, he has a very powerful character. So our life.
Rabbi Alon knew him. He said, "I have nothing else to do with you. You're on your own." He knew.
The rhythm of this world, the world is moving with a rhythm. The same way that our heart is constantly going up and down. Look at a monitor. Toot, 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 toot. The whole entire world has a rhythm to it. And the rhythm is going up and down, up and down. The world is breathing. If you would be able to look at the globe, you will see the world is breathing. They did some shots with satellites, NASA, I don't know who did it, and there's videos that they show how the world is breathing. If you're looking at the globe from space, and you see the motions of the waves of the oceans, and the motions of the vegetation in the world, you see the whole world is like breathing. It's moving in a motion. There's a certain rhythm to the world. Same thing in the small world. Every person, every human being has a rhythm to it. He goes up, he goes down. He goes up, he goes down. Like a how do you call these wheels that you have in the what? Ferris wheel. One time you're up, one time you're down. One time you're up, one time you're down. So now right now he's down. So what? So Hashem created the situation not for you to pull out of it what's negative, rather to see, okay, that's the situation. How am I changing the situation and taking out of it what I'm supposed to do here? Don't look at it as negative.
He lost his confidence, but he is extremely he's got a lot of talent.
I'm sure he has a lot of good qualities if he beat 6 addictions.
He did.
So you have to see the beautiful part in him and say, okay, right now he's in the low part. He's doing a cycle. Right now he's low. In 5 years, in 5 months, in 5 days, he'll be up again. Maybe 10 years ago he was.
He just said he feels great.
Excuse me?
He said he feels great because I'm.
The thing is that your husband is your other half. It's one soul. So by you helping him, you're helping your own soul. It's the same soul. Half of the soul was placed in the female, half of the soul was placed in the male. You got married, Hashem sold you together. So by you helping him, you're helping yourself. This is part of what we have to deal with.
That's how I feel too.
So don't look at it as something negative. Rather look at it as something positive. You are the right hand.
I'm very controlling about it, and that's what
pushes
him the other way.
So don't be controlling.
But that's
do it with love.
Part of my problems.
So work on your problem, and you do it with love.
I am working. I'm trying.
Okay. Hold on for a second. You want to ask something?
Yeah. When you speak to yourself, you have to meditate.
You see if you maybe talk louder. I can't hear it.
When you speak to yourself, okay, you have to talk, or you have to just do it in your mind.
You talk.
You talk out loud. So you whisper, even if you're in a bus.
You can sing. That's why people do it. What they do it in a field. You talk. And sometimes you need to scream, hello! Answer!
Where are you?
You talk. You don't do it in your mind. You have to talk. That's why I said, don't think that you're going to be acting like a crazy person and just talking to yourself. People think, they relate that if you talk to yourself, then you're nuts. You're not. The neshama needs to hear. You have to talk. Don't talk with your thoughts. You talk with your mouth. That's why people do what they do. They go to the forest. Some people sing. They sing to their neshama, a lullaby, a love song, whatever. It doesn't matter. You have to wake up your soul. You have to bring it out. So you talk.
How do you control your ego?
How do you control your ego? That's a 5-hour lecture. That's the short version of the lecture. When the ego is our main obstacle. So you know what? Maybe next time I come back, we'll do how do you control your ego. If a person, not if, when the person reaches to the level that he controls his ego, that's it, he's done. He's good to go.
Steps maybe.
That's a tzaddik.
But how the beginning of the steps?
The steps of controlling your ego is to being totally annulled to the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Because if you're humble in front of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, you move your ego out. Because if you humble yourself in front of the Master of the Universe, and you know how you start doing it? You start doing it with very basic and small things. Now a woman is going to be very modest when she walks in the street. A lot of women, when they come home, they're not modest anymore. They'll go with pants. They'll take the hair covering off. They'll get dressed in the bedroom. They'll walk here naked. They're not so modest in their own private domain. So this is a very high level of modesty. A woman should be constantly modest, even in her own home, because in the street she's modest in front of people. In her room, she's modest in front of God. The thing is that a person has to have complete control of his emotions. And you want to get to a point that you're controlling your emotions, because why did I start with the midah of anava, of being humble? Because if you have this attribute of being humble, your emotions don't drive you. You're totally in control. So, you said you say a word that you don't want to say. That comes from anger. That comes from gasut, from gaiva. How dare she say that to me? I'm going to react. Right in that level, I'm going to show her. This comes from gasut, from being very coarse. And if you have control of your emotion, okay, so she said that. I'm not going to go to her level and react that same way. Why? Because I'm going to make my mouth impure. Why should I make my mouth impure?
The one thing he hasn't gotten rid of is anger.
But what if not, the person
It's not easy to work on.
What if the person doesn't have anger at the moment, but jokes, but the other person takes it, for example, something like that.
If they take it personal?
The thing is like this. First of all, each individual is completely different. There's no manual, do A, B, and C, and you'll work on controlling your emotions and your ego. There's no manual. A person has to go through stages. And the first stage is that a person has to purify himself. Meaning, first of all, what's coming into the body. So it starts with what you eat. That's why kosher is one of the most important things. Because what you put into your body, you're either making your body holy or you're making your body impure. Pure or impure. Then it's what you're looking at. Then it's what you're listening to. People say, okay, secular songs, it's nonsense. It's not. So what you see, what you hear, everything, we have 7 gates to our body.
See is what you get.
It's worse than that. The thing is that we have 7 gates to our body. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and a mouth. And we have to constantly control what's coming in through the gates. And if I control my gates, my domain, my kingdom is 100% pure. So if I control what I'm looking at, if I'm looking at pure things, my neshama sees pure things. If I'm looking at impure things, my neshama sees impure things. So there's extremely impurity, and also watching it, something basic, reading the newspaper. There's nothing pure in it.
What about Zohar?
If you do tshuva the right way, you clean out the mess. There's no such a thing that a Baal Tshuva, if a Baal Tshuva is carrying baggage from 40 years ago, then his tshuva is not complete. The right tshuva deletes You know what's the difference between the right tshuva and the not complete tshuva? If you're looking now, take a computer, and then you have a lot of files on the computer. So you take all these files and you throw them into the trash. This is what's called tshuva tata'ah, a lower level tshuva. You throw all the dirt, the files that you don't want in the trash. But you know what's the problem? All you need to do is to go to the trash and take the files out. And they're back on your desktop. This is a lower level tshuva. Zohar calls it tshuva tata'ah. Why? Because I'm not completed. But tshuva ila'ah, a very high level tshuva, is I delete the trash, I empty the trash. So I cannot bring back the files. That's it. They're out. So if a Baal tshuva is carrying files in his trash, then his tshuva is not complete. You have to delete the trash. You have to empty the trash. Then these files are completely out of the system. And then they don't come and haunt you or you carrying them with you. So the real tshuva, real Baal tshuva, there's no past. It's just in the picture, in the albums, there's a past. Then you have to try at least 3 times your best to get them to understand that it was a mistake and you apologize and you want forgiveness. And if 3 times they're coarse and stubborn and they don't want to forgive you, then that's it, you did your part. The thing is like this, there's always the questions, what if this, and what if that, and how about this, and how about that. That's why I said before, there's no black and white, there's no manual. Because you get yourself into situations that you're like, how did I get myself in this situation? Now how can I can reverse it? The point is that our sages teach us, Ezu HaChacham, who is the smart person? Aroet HaNolad, that sees what's going to be born out of this situation. That's why if you act with an impulse based on your emotions, then you most likely going to put yourself in a bad situation. That's why you see a smart person, it says in the Mishnah that Ezu HaChacham, Aroet HaNolad, but that he thinks before he talks. He doesn't act.
Usually if the person does think and they don't act, but it just happened the way the whole thing happened, which it shouldn't have happened that way, it just...
There's always going to be situations that you're going to be totally in control and it will still get messed up. Why? So you can experience all the types of styles and forms and situations. Not too long ago somebody came to me and told me, why every Erev Shabbat things don't go good? Everything that can happen bad on Erev Shabbat happens on Erev Shabbat. Why 5 minutes before candle lighting the pot falls on the floor? And all these crazy things. That's besides the fact that Erev Shabbat is when the snake made the promise between the Adam and Chava, so he comes back every Erev Shabbat to mess it up, so you're not going to enjoy the party. Like a party pooper that wasn't invited to the party, so he's like, if I can't be in the party, you won't be in the party. But in that particular case, this individual who told me, why did this particular thing happen on Shabbat? What if something happened with the hot plate? Was some short circuit. I don't know what happened. It doesn't really matter. The point is,
Family died or something?
Chas v'shalom. No, something pretty minor. But it threw the entire family to a very bad place. Something happened with, the hot plates?
Yeah.
What's the difference? You're talking about a story.
No, I'm not talking about the guy that Chas v'shalom, that everything got burned. They had a short circuit, so all the electricity went down, so they didn't have electricity for Shabbat. They didn't know what to do. A Shabbat was already in. And then I go, now we're going to be the whole Shabbat, no air conditioning, no lights, no this, no food. So, as a reaction, because something like this happened, started all the arguments and fighting and screaming and a whole commotion. And he's like, why something like this has to happen? Like, tell me. So I told him, what do you want me to tell you? That you did a sin during the week and now you're getting it back to your face? That's what an average rabbi will tell you. But I told him, you know why this happened? Because Hashem knew that if this is not going to happen to you, you're not going to pull the Shulchan Aruch out of the bookshelf to read what are the halachot that you can do on Shabbat, not do on Shabbat, how you can fix the situation. This caused you to take the book, open it up and go through the laws. And review the laws and do them. So Hashem puts you in many different situations so you can review the situation, that you can did this, done that, I was there already. The smart person sees the opportunity, the stupid person gets angry. So Hashem puts me all the time in situations that, like you said, I was 100%, it's not fair. That's one channel that Hashem wants you to see how you're dealing with the situation.